Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing game rules by Chaosium. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. While we try very hard to stick to language for all ages, listeners should know that this podcast may include mature themes. All content, including names, places, events, companies, and etc., that may bear resemblance to entities living or dead, is strictly coincidental. My name is Michael Diamond, and for tonight's game, I will be your keeper. Thank you for joining us again in another episode of the Old Ways Podcast. I'm your keeper, Keeper Michael, and we return to Masks of Nyarlathotep in our Shanghai chapter. And so, as we like to do at the beginning of each show, we'd like to thank you, the listener, and especially you, the Patreon supporter. If you've not joined our Patreon or checked out what's available there for you, you can at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast. And for now, I'd like to get us kicked off with introductions. To my right.
This is Tiffany, and I play Maeve O'Shea, and we are going to a hospital.
And at first, for the first time in some time, not because of a grievous injury that you and Jack have sustained.
Well, I mean, he might need to get locked up for a little while.
Yeah,
that's totally different hospital.
Oh.
Give it time. To Ms. O'Shea's right.
This is Morgan. I play Lillian Lane. And Sam and I are going to go spy on people.
Yeah, absolutely. There is some spying to do at the end of the table.
This is Jake. I play Jack Doyle. And, now I think about it, I do have a bit of a shiner from the fisticuffs the other night. So,
yeah, absolutely. You did meet several brutes that caused some issues. To Jack's right.
This is Lonnie, and I'm playing Robert Drummond. And I have to kill 2 birds with 1 stone tonight.
Indeed, there are a few birds and hopefully many stones. To Lonnie's right.
Hi, this is Heather, and I play Stasi, and I do believe she is currently trying to wrap her head around what the hell is happening after meeting with Madame Lynn and finding out some information that was not expected.
Unexpected information from many corners. To Stasi's right.
Hi, this is James, and I'll be playing Dr. Sigmund Tartenbach. And I'm sure I'm fine. I just went shopping. Shopping.
Yes, Doctor, we will talk. We'll briefly talk to you directly out of introductions. I have something I need to update you on. Last but most certainly not least.
This is Alex playing Sam Bellon, who is looking forward to sharing the 8 S's of stealth with Lillian, the last of which is smell. The first 7 are a secret.
Interesting. And because you were not here in our previous episode, Doctor, we're going to go ahead and let you roll luck.
I like to roll luck. Good luck with that. 31 over 3.
I told you it was
3. All right, Doctor. Clearly a failure. And I will be giving you, with that failure, 16 points of luck.
Wunderbar.
Closer and closer.
Now I have 6. No, I'm kidding.
To potentials, potentially being able to use it to save your own butt.
Soon enough, it'll be 6, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The Doctor is an aggressive luck spender. It's something I appreciate. We raise the curtain tonight in front of a hospital in Shanghai. Now, Miss O'Shea and Mr. Doyle have been directed here from a landlady, a flower girl house matron, whatever you'd like to call it. They had been pointed in this direction because it was understood that Magenta, evidently this flower girl that was connected to a European man, is here in hospital in recovery. But you arrive there, we'll say in the afternoon, late afternoon, to attempt to discern maybe what they saw. The doors swing open. There's a bustle to what's going on here. Orderlies going back and forth, nurses, and then there's a reception desk here at the front.
We'll go to the reception desk.
Okay. The man behind the reception desk looks up.
Yes, we were interested in seeing a patient.
So for clarity, Jack, are you speaking English or Cantonese?
I'll speak Cantonese. Oh, yeah. We both know Cantonese here. So
he squints his eyes just a little bit at your pronunciation and says, "Do you have a name?"
Magenta.
The look he gives you is strange. He flips through the book. Magenta is not a local name.
No, it's a working name.
Interesting. I think I know who he is. Girl with the burns?
Girl with the burns.
Are you her keeper?
Yes.
All right, Jack. You're going to roll fast talk to lie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 34 under 71, so that's a hard success.
He looks at you and says, "I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not sure how long she'll work for."
Well, I still like to take care of it.
He writes down a floor number for you and hands you a piece of paper. The stairs are at the end of the hall.
Thank you.
So the walk through the hospital here is just like really any hospital would be. There's a varying level of patient care going on. There are masked staff members. They seem to be taking that fairly seriously. You see that there are holders on the wall for visitors if you care to use one. And as you make your way up through the floors here, it looks like most of the immediate, heavily concerned patients are concentrated on the lower floors. You find Magenta on the 3rd floor in a long row of recovery beds. There are several curtains draped through a series of beds on display here. And she's, well, it reminds you an awful lot of the war, to be perfectly honest, Jack. She's bound across her chest and one of her shoulders, her left shoulder. And then she has most of her face covered with gauze. You can see that a lot of the hair on her head has been burned off. And you see her weak eyes stare at you from across the bed.
Magenta.
She nods very slowly.
Could we speak to you for a few minutes?
She looks around and nods again.
Would you like some water?
She nods.
Right, I'll pour her some water. I'm sure there's a pitcher of water. A couple of cups around here somewhere.
Yeah, we'll get her some water.
We want to talk to you about that night.
That night.
When the creature came through, you had your boyfriend with you?
I did.
What was your boyfriend's name? Was it Jack? Jack Brady?
She looks to the table with the water pitcher on it. You see her eyes sort of go towards the window.
Don't worry, we're not here to harm him. We want to talk to him about something he saw in the past.
I don't know where he is. I'll never see him again.
You don't think he'll come back to see you?
It's too dangerous. He won't risk seeing me.
We could take a letter to him or a message.
Do you see the inside of the bandages that are wrapped around her face and eyes begin to get damp? I want him to forget me. You can see her body kind of start to tremble just a little bit.
Do you know why specifically he was attacked that night? Did he say anything?
He said people were hunting him. He said things were hunting him. Demons. And then it came through the window. Big, black demon. Jack, roll POW.
27 under 50.
She terrifies you. The story, the intonations in her voice scare you.
And lean back.
You tried to eat me.
We've seen them before.
What do you want, Jack?
He is a link to a friend of ours that was killed, but not in a bad way. Like, we want to speak to him to find out what actually happened and find the people that are hunting him.
We can help protect him.
I don't know anyone that could protect him from that demon.
Oh, trust me. I've got ways.
So you have no idea where he might have fled to.
For my safety, Jack never told me very much. He always told me the truth. He told me that he was doing dangerous things. He told me that I wasn't the only one, but he needed me when he needed me. I know that there was a house he would visit in the old city. I followed him there one day. He didn't know.
Do you have the address to this house?
I do.
Could you give it to us, please?
You'll be careful.
Always.
She gives you the address. If you see Jack, tell him I will survive.
I would do so. Is there anything you need?
I need the nurse to bring me more medication.
We'll have her bring it up.
Sam, I'd like to know how you and Lillian are going to surveil this evening.
Sure. So it was around midday when we broke away from the group. So I would like to actually head toward Mao's address with Lillian at that time and look for kind of a narrow street or a side alley on the way to kind of indicate to Lillian that we should go into to talk.
I mean, there's more than enough families in Shanghai.
Okay. I will pull Lillian into a side street, and I will offer my white scarf to use as a shawl to help obscure her face, and my umbrella to use as a parasol. As for me, I will collapse my chapeau claque, and I'll turn my long coat inside out, revealing the gray tweed liner, and I will put on my gray flat cap, which I'll pull out of my pocket. I'll switch out my white gloves for brown leather, and I'll fold in the white spats that are currently over my shoes. And then I'll start heading again toward Mao's address, and I will speak to Lillian. So, first and foremost, when deciding to stake out an area, you want to find the lay of the land. So what we'll do is we'll walk the area in the light of day and draw out a map of the area we're covering. We'll make it as detailed as possible, drawing out every object that could be an obstacle or a source of shelter, trees, sheds, debris, low rooftops, balconies, and the like. Do you understand?
Yes. Did we bring paper with?
I will open my bag and produce a couple of notepads, and I'll provide Lillian with some chalk and pencil.
I take it.
So what we're going to ideally do, depending on what this place looks like, is choose 2 locations to scout from that will give us visibility into the approaches of the place that we decide are 1, the most obvious, and 2, the most protected. We want to be able to identify the comings and goings of obvious or less than obvious residents or guests. And we'll also want to choose a couple of escape routes from each scouting location. We'll know more as to what we might need to do when we get there. So otherwise, we just kind of stroll casually toward the area.
Yeah, the old city does give you, or this area of Shanghai gives you quite a bit of space and time to explore.
So what do we know about when we get to the address?
Well, what you do know is it's tucked in very close to a couple of buildings that are a little concerning for you, Sam. So one of them is the French municipal offices and police station. There is a police station, thus not very far at all from where you are attempting, anyway, to surveil. This puts you, of course, a little bit higher on the alert, given that you know you're going to have constant eyes as the day and night progresses.
Mm-hmm.
So most of these buildings are, we'll say, 2 to 3 story structures overall in this area, whether they're commercial or they're residential. There is a slew of separate alleys that zigzag around here. But they are not completely and utterly empty, right? So obviously all refuse bins and the like, laundry sometimes, all manner of things here.
Based on the kind of, I guess whatever thoroughfare we're taking there, I will begin mapping our approach as it is seen as I indicated. We wanted to map the most obvious first, and I'm specifically waiting for when it comes to the address itself. Is it a house or is it like a nested building? Are there walls? Things like that. How secure are we talking? Is it like a front street stoop walk up, or are we talking like, gate fence, nested, et cetera?
No, it wouldn't be gate or fence. It's a modest home. It's pretty close to the old city walls, so you basically have to double back down an alley away from the municipal police office here for probably 2 or 3 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And you find a relatively modest home. That is your final address. But you see a key concern. It's essentially down, it's at the back end of one of these longer streets that butts up against the city walls, which means that you have to walk basically a block directly towards the house. At least someone normally would, to gain entry to the front door. And since it's backed up against the city walls here, getting over those city walls would be quite a challenge from the other side.
Is there space between it and the wall, or is it actually like flush?
It appears to be built flush.
Okay. So, what else is down this street that we could be, occupied with during the day? Storefronts? Are they all houses?
They're mostly houses.
And you said this is the old city or old
city
town. Okay, then I'll gesture at the architecture as we walk and talk, while I look for. I'm looking for 2 locations for us to take up position at night. And if there's only one approach to the building, does it look like there's only one exit as well?
Yeah, this feels like a cul-de-sac to you, except super constricted and cramped.
Okay.
So that presents a number of potential concerns for you.
Are there buildings on either side flush as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And everything here is about 2 or 3 stories, you said?
Roughly speaking. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any alleys in between any of the buildings on either side of the street?
Yeah, there probably are. As you walk down, sort of looking not the tourist bit, but going through and acknowledging the architecture or looking at some of these homes, you see a few alleys for sure.
So I will try to spot one on either side of the street that we could utilize as a way to get vertical if we needed to.
Hard spot hidden.
That is a hard success, 21 under 85.
Yeah, there's one here to the left, probably about halfway down, that you could use. It's going to be we'll just say a constricted climb. Mm-hmm. So the buildings are close enough that you wouldn't be able to utilize the one in front and one behind as handholds, but it's going to be constricted because of the sight lines. There's a very specific pathway up you'd be able to use, and you can't really deviate from it.
And what about the other side of the street?
It's just not ideal. It's too exposed.
Okay. Obviously at night, if obviously things would be a little bit different at night, but I'm trying to put us so that we're not stuck in the same spot with one another. So if I, for example, were to pick this kind of more obvious climb for Lillian, do I think with enough effort I could utilize the less than optimal one?
Yeah, you probably could.
Okay.
It'd be a harder climb for you for sure, but you might be a little bit more of an apt climber.
All right. So here's what I'm thinking. We can utilize these 2 locations here. get on top of these buildings, and we'll have a relatively clear view of the entrance of the house and the upper floors. Take this. I will offer Lillian a flashlight and a pocket watch. When we get back here, what you'll do is you'll flash your light on the hour to indicate that you see nothing and are alive. You use 2 flashes to indicate that there is potential danger or something worth investigating. And we will move toward the one who flashes. And 3 flashes to indicate that you're making an escape. Stick to the route that we map out. And if worse comes to worse, you're going to drop something that I'm going to give you and run for your life. We'll set up a rendezvous between here and the hotel. If you can't make it there, you don't stop running to your hotel room.
Okay, so 1 flash to indicate everything's okay.
On the hour.
2 flashes because I see something.
Yes.
And 3 flashes. Something's trying to eat me.
If you have to make an escape, yes. I will look over Lillian's map.
Okay.
It's perfectly drawn.
How's she doing?
I don't know. That's a good question. What's your art, Lillian?
My art and craft is a 25.
You want to make a mapping roll?
Well, it's for fine art. So, whatever. It could be a fine art.
We take out the Van Gogh brushes and
start painting.
You done with that map yet?
Oh. It's more like stick figures because it's an 87 out of 25.
It wasn't a botch. So
yeah, it's not a fumble by any means. But you're concerned, Sam, that maybe this isn't the best drawn map.
It's okay. I will supplement her with my own. I will provide it as well and just kind of put it on top of hers. And I want spend some time memorizing these routes, as these will be the ones that you will utilize if we have to run away. We'll rendezvous here, and I will point to a location outside of the cul-de-sac, nearest like a cross street where I know that we can get out in the open and change directions rapidly if we need to.
Actually, pretty sure that Lillian has a talent for photographic memory and memorizing.
Does she actually have the bulb talent photographic memory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I've just memorized the map that he has. You want me to roll that?
No, I do not. If you have photographic memory with bulb talent, you don't need to memorize. You don't need to roll anything. You memorize it.
Are you ready to get back to the hotel, or do you have any questions?
We're not staying here? What time is it?
No, we have preparations. We can't just stay here.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me. I think I'm prepared.
You will be.
I do need to go back to the hotel and grab a weapon.
Speaking of, we'll talk about that on the way. So yeah, on the way back, I will, the only other thing I do on the way back is I want to stop at a shop that either sells gardening supplies or find a way to pick up a reasonable amount of either fertilizer or aged manure so that I can obtain a proper amount of potassium nitrate and a couple of small paper balloons.
Why don't you give me a luck roll?
It's a 61 under 54.
So you are searching through this part of the city and you are looking for night soil.
Either basically like saltpeter, sure, something like that.
The trouble you're having is that, especially in this part of the city, not a whole lot of people make their signs in English. And
sure,
so,
that's why I'd be looking for like a place that's clearly selling plants or like flowers or house plantery or something like that.
Okay. You keep looking for a second. It's strange, though. The shop here that you're looking at doesn't seem to have it. And so you turn. And when you turn, you see a couple of people making their way through the city on a rickshaw. Just for the briefest of moment as they pass you by. This is probably a couple of blocks from you. But you notice the first figure pretty squarely. That's Mr. Drummond. In a rickshaw. There's someone with him. You're not sure who. And then they're gone.
Did Lillian seem to see them?
Want me to roll? I can roll.
No, I don't want you to roll at all.
Lillian, did you know if Drummond had business in the area? Because I swear I just saw him on a rickshaw with someone.
I am not his secretary today.
Did I see who he was with, or was able to make anything out about them?
Why don't you give me another hard spot hidden roll?
Okay.
To see if you noticed anything.
Just a regular old success, 57 out of 85.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there was another person there. You're not... Unfortunately, the rickshaw was moving pretty fast.
Whoever it was that was with him, they seem to be in a hurry. I'm sure it's nothing. Do I remember if the hotel has any waste management?
I mean, all you know is that you've done delicate laundry there. That's it.
Okay. Either way, I headed back. We head back to the hotel.
Yeah, you head back. You get passed on the way to the hotel by a wagon that is full of water, buckets. You hear a bell.
Is there a fire?
You turn around as you're making your way back, and you notice that there's a direct line from where that wagon is going to where Drummond came from. And you see in the distance, you see smoke.
In a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
Are there coincidences? I don't believe in coincidences anymore.
I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Sure.
You arrive back at the hotel. About this time, Jack and Meave return from their foray to the hospital.
What time of day is it still?
It's probably mid-afternoon at this point.
Did you want to go to their address?
Well, yeah, I think we should get a couple more of us to go.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's already 3 of us.
Doctor, you're just returning from a fantastic morning of shopping on the Bund.
Oh, wunderbar.
You have managed to find another cart which will sell you Cobra wine.
Oh.
And so you sort of chase the hair of the dog a little bit and are feeling well lubricated for your Austrian constitutionals.
Wunderbar. Well, then Doc kind of dreamily sways his way down the street a little bit as the first rush of the Cobra wine hits his brain. And then, yeah, so he's coming back in with, I imagine, an armload of books.
Oh, it's just multiple things you've found.
Yep.
You, whatever
little
things,
bits, and,
little trinkets and whatnot.
Yep.
You encounter the rest of the group there as it looks like Miss Lane and Sam have returned as well.
Oh, guten Morgen, everyone.
I like how we tend to congregate about the same time every day. So,
a groupiness.
shows that we're really a well-oiled machine. We have a line on Brady.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. We have an address. He may be there. He may not.
Are we going today?
Well, I think we should. Yeah.
I think we should as well.
How was your little shopping trip?
Oh, wunderbar. I found a place that sells books. Most of them are in a language I cannot read. But now, I cannot read it now. I found this wonderful scarf for Meave. It's all green with kind of a snaky silk.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And a bracelet for Lillian.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, a bottle of the Cobra wine for Jack.
Oh.
That's what it means.
Later.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. After probably searching, just cycling ahead a little bit for Sam's needs, you do find some saltpeter, Sam. That'll go real well with the Nature's Remedy that you've also procured.
Sure. So I will turn to Lillian and say, so I think it's time that we do some wardrobe selection.
I look down at what I'm wearing. Do I need to... Is there something wrong with what I'm wearing?
I just start walking to her room.
I follow Sam to my room.
Fantastic.
Was Sam also in the room?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sam, I actually got you something as well.
Oh, okay.
He takes out a carefully wrapped, small brown clay teapot. Here you are, and it's small. And he hands him a small cup. This is it's fascinating. I had tea out of one earlier. Apparently you keep it and you pour the tea over it when you're drinking it. It's a peace of mind.
I think I have an immediate use for this. Thank you, Doctor.
Wunderbar.
I can also read those books if you need help.
I would love help, Maeve. And I have things I wish to show you as well, but later.
So, do we want to take the doctor with us then?
Yes,
Since
let's-
the other two are...
Obviously busy.
Yeah.
Certainly. So, Sam and Lillian, please resolve.
Yeah. So I wait for Lillian to let me into her room. And then, all right. So what we're looking for is your lightest and darkest clothing. I'd also like to inspect your footwear. So given the opportunity, I start going through her shoes. And I will prepare her flattest and softest shoes for sneaking and climbing. And if there isn't anything that's soft-soled, I'll actually go through the process of like wrapping it myself so as to prevent any clicking and or clacking.
Okay.
I'm watching him go through my personal items, and
What about the red boots?
right?
Those are definitely not quiet.
Those are not sneaking. It's not
They have
sneaking
a heel,
footwear.
like a real heel.
Yeah. I do pull out some dark pants though.
Okay.
For easy.
Yeah, nothing loose fitting and no
Easy.
dangly objects. And while we kind of get that figured out, I will also go through the process of disassembling the rifle so that I can stash that and put it basically next to my shotgun with the bag. And you will be carrying a knife or your hatchet. And I'll hand you the rifle when you get topside.
I pull out the knife that I got off the gentleman from the bar the other night.
Don't watch where you're pointing that thing.
Just kind of. I'm not sure how I feel about Sam messing with my personal items because I'm a very independent, like to be in control kind of person. Yeah, like I just kind of watch him. What are you explaining to me? What you're doing while you're?
Yes, I'm saying I'm talking as I'm wearing. I'm saying yes. We're selecting for the lightest and darkest gear. We're looking for, if you would permit me to go through your shoes. We're looking for soft-soled footwear that will prevent you from one, catching on anything or making noise, and two, will allow you flexibility in your feet for climbing.
Yeah, I only brought like 3 or 4 pairs of shoes with me, so they are sitting out. So you can feel free. There should be a pair of flats in there.
Mm-hmm.
They should be darker in color. I pull out a black pair of women's trousers and a gray shirt, long sleeved, because it is still April.
Yeah, it is May, actually.
Is it? Wow.
Time flies when you're trying to save the world.
But it's still cooler out in the evening, so I have a darker shawl than the white one that he had me.
Well, and in your experience, especially someone who spent time living in New York for a little while, you know that by the coast, which Shanghai is clearly on, the temperatures are going to vary at night, especially because the sea air is around.
So I make sure I have something a little bit warmer but darker colored.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you'll want to make sure that you secure your hair and wrap your face when we are getting into position.
Yep, I have a darker shawl, and I put my hair up in a loose bun.
If you want to go with the others, you're welcome to. I have some things to prepare here, but make sure that you're back shortly after sundown.
Okay, I go and change clothes into those just so I'm prepared for nightfall, and I go find Maeve and Jack and the doctor to go.
I don't know that we're going to be back, but unless you say you have a time crunch.
Y'all haven't left yet.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Well, we're not going to be back. We don't have to go until late in the evening, right, Sam?
You want to go into sundown?
Yes, after sundown.
Yeah, so what?
Hey,
8 or 9.
Let's just go.
Yeah. I can run back by myself. It's fine.
The hell you will.
So before we go anywhere else, Mr. Drummond and Stasi.
Yes, sir.
So the two of you have, well, in your own way, sort of changed clothes, cleaned up, gotten freshened up. My question then, given your the current state of affairs, Stasi, is what after Drummond clearly saves your bacon and gets you that first drink.
I was on my way. I could have handled it.
Sure could. I'm sure that you tied to a chair is just exactly where you wanted them, right?
Of course.
Right.
I'm still alive, aren't I?
Yeah. You know, I mean, the night is young. No, I'm kidding.
No, that is true.
So, post escape, what are you up to? Where are you going? What's the plan? For both of you, really.
Well, my personal plan is to make a phone call to Jack Doyle.
Timely.
I rummage around. I just I go into his bedroom and just rummage around and try to find some clothes that I can cobble together that I can wear.
Mr. Drummond, you pick up the receiver and or the stick, as it were, and you give the box a good couple of taps and get the operator.
Yeah. When the operator comes on, I say I need the hotel. Name of the hotel. They didn't. I don't remember
It's
that.
okay.
I don't think we ever said it.
The name of the hotel is relevant. You ask for their hotel.
Yep.
And the operator connects you, and you hear a man's voice pick up the phone and ask how he can help you.
You've got a guest there, Jack Doyle. I'm trying to reach him.
Oh, well, one moment. So from reception, which is probably 20 feet that way, Jack, you hear someone say, "Hey, you Doyle?"
Yeah.
Phone call.
Come over and grab the receiver.
He turns the horn unit towards you so you can speak into it.
Hello?
And to confirm, is he making the phone call from the room, or did he have to leave the room?
I'd assume that the phone would be in the main portion of the small house that he has. I'm certain that you have enough space and time to rummage through his personal effects if that's what you're looking to do.
Well, I was checking a listen roll just to see if I perked up when he said the name, but I'm probably too busy going through his stuff right now.
We'll give it time. Let's see what they're going to talk about.
Yeah, this is Jack.
Mr. Doyle, I need a favor.
All right.
I've got something here at my place that I really can't keep here.
Okay.
And I would trust you with this one.
All right. Well, I think we can work that out. We have a line on Jack Brady that we're looking for, so we were planning on heading over there.
How long before you leave?
Well, we were planning to leave in just a few minutes, but if you're coming over right away.
Yeah, this is kind of important, and I can't. I won't say time is of the essence, but it's probably better that they're gone before too long.
They?
Yeah, I'll explain when I get there.
Okay.
Stasi, if you would, give me a hard spot hidden roll.
No, that is an 89 over 60.
Yep. Okay.
65, excuse me.
You are searching for through the effects of Mr. Drummond, but you don't find anything other than some clothes to wear. You're going to have to sort of do a little bit of a remix as far as his clothes go, but you can at least find something that will work for you to sit within a reasonable fashion level, at least.
At least a pair of maybe clean trousers, a belt, undershirt, white shirt. I'll just tie that up. Kind of comb out the hair the best I can, wash up, and make myself presentable.
Okay. Yeah, easily done. And once you're done with your phone call, Mr. Drummond, you'd probably find your bedroom door locked. I would imagine if you're changing and getting dressed, it's going to be locked.
I probably would.
Yeah.
Give myself at least a few seconds to.
So
he doesn't know I'm poking around in every corner.
Take that for as you will, Mr. Drummond.
I will knock on the door.
Be out in a minute. Just trying to find something that something that kind of will fit ish. You're kind of a big guy. Yeah, this should work. You don't mind, do you? I mean, I can't exactly walk around with soot and in a slip.
I did pick you up some clothing. While I was out.
Is that what was in the bag? I didn't want to go through all your personal effects just in case.
So
give me a moment. Let me see.
You went through my personal effects, but not those personal effects.
Well, clothes, they're just clothes. Let me see. I'll make it work. I'll be out in a minute.
You don't really think that Drummond doesn't necessarily have a problem with measuring size. And it's not always easy when it comes to women's clothing, getting the size right. What Mr. Drummond lacks is any touch of style. And that's the difficult part for you.
One cannot be too choosy, but the moment I can get back to my place, these things are getting burned.
Once you get dressed.
I cobble something together that at least is respectable and that I can move around in.
Sure. Okay. You come out?
I do.
Okay.
Well, thank you for trying. These will do for now. Oh, gosh. I think the smoke is going to take a little bit longer to get over. But hey, we're out alive, so.
Robert, your bedroom looks like a war zone.
I'll worry about that later. I have other fish to fry.
We probably should not stay here too much longer.
We are not staying here. We are headed somewhere. While you're at it, give me the 2-minute version of what you found.
In your bedroom? Wouldn't you know that?
No. With Madam Lynn.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I told you before, the guns. You said that was odd that she was she seems to be running guns. A little tight. Look, all I know is what I saw, and I know that she has the warehouses.
And you know that she has the dinner date. How long before the dinner date?
I don't know how long I was in the room, but from what she said, a couple of nights from now, I was supposed to be some kind of either message or bait to get Pierce there. So, and from the way she talked, these are some important people. This isn't just a meeting. Something's going to happen. Either it's an announcement or they are a gathering of cohorts or something, but whoever's coming to this thing is fairly important, and she wanted to draw Pierce there. Whatever it is, we don't have very long. She didn't give an exact time. And no offense, but I was just trying to keep my skin in one piece. I kind of like it.
Did she say where it was going to be?
No. But trying to think. Been able to find the when roughly. The where, I'm not sure. But wherever it is, it can't be that far. And it's probably someplace very nice and will be very well guarded. more than likely by her own personal army. If it's anything like the ladies that I saw, the guards that I saw at those warehouses, it's not going to be an easy slip in and find out.
All right.
So where are we going? Yeah, where are we going?
I've got some people that I've been helping out here in Shanghai, and they have multiple rooms at a hotel that's completely unconnected to either of us, I assume. So,
Well, it's a start. Maybe these people can be trusted. Are they more Pierce's? Are they more part of our Pierce contingent?
no, they're not Pierce's. That's even better.
Good. Maybe the lack of connection. If you think you can trust him, at least enough that we can get there, let's get going.
The two of you begin your cross-city trek a little bit. It's not terribly far, probably 15 minutes or so from your place to get to the hotel. And the approach to the hotel just off the Bund is pretty decent. You see a new flurry of ships coming in and more warehouse boxes, more of every imaginable trade item.
So does Jack tell us we're waiting?
I don't know, Jack, do you tell him you're waiting?
After I get back from the phone, that was Drummond. He said he wants us to hold something for him, so he's going to meet us here probably in a few minutes, whatever it takes him to get over across town.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just, hang out and wait.
Okay. Well, if we got a few minutes. Doctor, I have something to give you.
What is it?
I'm going to reach up my sleeve and pull off my arm bracelet. It's in the shape of a snake.
Oh.
This will actually... Here, I'll show you. Do I need to roll POW? Is that how it works? You never gave me the exact rules on that one because I never actually used it again. Okay.
So yeah, it's a power roll.
That is a 29 out of 83.
Okay. You intone a very specific word and force your will to activate the bracelet.
And it turns into an asp.
Doc is taken aback for a moment. Oh, that is amazing.
Well,
Hello,
I think
little guy.
it might be helpful for you.
It's not handy. It's a snake.
Could you not do that down here in the lobby?
It's not like we ever sit at a table that's like in the middle of everybody. And then I will have it go back to the arm cuff and hand it back to you.
Oh, this is fascinating. I would love to study this as much as possible.
I will teach you the words that you need.
Wunderbar.
Well, the song, really.
I am a terrible singer, just so you know.
I will pay to hear the doctor sing.
Oh, just gotta get enough Cobra wine in him.
Right.
I'm using that. Many people who would pay me to stop.
So after a few moments after that, Jack, you see Mr. Drummond walk through the door of the hotel.
Drummond.
And behind him, history arrives. Like a punch to the face.
Stasi?
Jack?
Wait, you know each other?
I run to him and give him the biggest hug. Oh.
My God, it's been forever.
What are you doing here? Wait. If you're here...
The doctor and Maeve is here.
Oh. And I look at Drummond and I sit there and that makes sense now. Okay.
What?
No, none of this makes sense.
Oh, it never does. I never thanked you. Later, I think we have some catching up to do.
Stasi, this is Lillian Lane. Lillian Lane, Stasi.
It's lovely to meet you.
I see this woman that like embraces Jack. Like,
oh yeah, like
Like
family.
Like family. Sure. She kind of raises an eyebrow. I raise an eyebrow.
They haven't killed you yet, eh, Jack?
They keep trying.
Oh, I understand the feeling.
We had a
We go way back.
close call a couple of times.
That's a good one way to put it.
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. A life I left very much behind. And I still owe you for that, Jack. Thank you.
No, we can worry about that later.
Yeah.
So-
I have a feeling if you were here to meet Drummond, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And I guess I should bring you guys up to speed.
Yeah, what's been going on with you? I didn't expect to run into you in Shanghai, of all places.
Oh, that is a story. We'll need drinks and time. I can give you the short version. Let's just say Drummond and I kind of have a similar employer.
Oh.
In fact, the same employer.
Well, we absolutely have to catch up, but we have a lead to follow.
There's always a lead. Let me guess. If you're talking with Drummond, I'm guessing Madame Lynn plays into this.
Well, she has a little bit of a...
Oh, she has a bit more than you think. I have a feeling. Where is that doctor? I owe that man, well, I'm not sure if a hug or a punch, but either way, one of the two, if not both. It's always hard to tell with him.
I'm assuming I'm still outside or nearby.
Yeah.
We're all still at the table.
Yeah.
You guys are like in the darkened corner.
Yeah.
We're watching
And
Maeve's
this exchange sort of happens a little bit in the lobby walkway off from the... So you can hear that there's a bubble of voices out there, but you haven't been able to really make out who it is.
Yeah, come, follow me.
I can tell one of them is Jack, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Then I pour an extra drink. Well, Jack's got either a friend or he would have come back running and shooting. So, I mean, realistically, it's
The
either
night's
somebody
still
that needs
young.
booze or bandaging.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, look who I ran into.
It is a very tiny world, my dear. Liebchen. Come.
Doctor.
Jock stands up and embraces.
Is there one of those for me?
Yeah, of course, this one right here. I already made it for you, my dear. I didn't know it was for you. This one is now definitely for me.
Oh, we'll need a few, I think.
He
And-
tosses one back, and pours a drink for Maeve, slides it over, pours a drink for
Is it Cobra
Lillian.
wine?
No, this is
Oh.
just normal. No, that's just
Okay.
for me and Jack later.
Oh,
gonna
no.
say,
I'll probably
the
get in
entire
on that
world.
one,
Okay,
too, at this
yeah.
point.
Then forgetting
Like,
everything else that happened
my
in
alcohol
Shanghai.
tolerance is very good.
Throws the cup at you. Fucking Cobra wine.
Sneaky goodness inside and out.
Maeve, it is wonderful to see you. You look absolutely stunning, as you always did.
Different.
Actually, I look way different.
Uh-huh. Big
Yeah.
white shock of hair in the front.
You still look
Yeah, I don't know.
stunning.
I mean, you probably would have to give a little bit of a physical update depending on what you're wearing. If you're wearing a blouse, it would depend on how the cut of the blouse is, right?
Yeah.
So if you get anywhere near a V-neck, it's impossible to hide what's on your chest.
Yeah.
If you're trying to be more conservative because you're trying to be more conservative, then yeah, obviously. There's nothing yet on your neck or your face that you have to be
Right.
concerned about.
Yeah, but aren't her eyes like
Yeah,
yellow
your
now?
eyes are a little yellowed, yes.
And then she has the big white shock of hair. Her hair's longer now. It's like to her chin.
And there's definitely something about her presence that is different in the room. She's not seemingly as I guess young anymore, at least not in mannerisms. She probably comes off much more sure of herself, much more confident than you probably remember her. And that's something that you get immediately.
Yeah, I don't know that she would hide because of the styles of the time that she would really constrict herself. So yeah, you would probably see some multicolored I don't know, do they look like scales or do they look like raised?
They look like scales.
Yeah, on her chest.
Okay. So as I do,
Like they're iridescent.
Okay. So as I slowly take all of this in, there probably could be a flicker or two of like, oh, okay, that's definitely different across the eyes, but I will probably be fairly okay with concealing most of that, trying to be at least polite.
Yeah, I don't think you have any problem being polite if you choose to be.
I think we have lots of stories to exchange at this point.
Yeah, if we have time. We have somewhere we have to be.
Yeah. Well, sooner we get there, the better.
Yeah. Because, I want to get there before he does, because I'm assuming he's only going to come and go at night.
Yeah, possible.
Well,
Hey, maybe you can use some of your stakeout to
I'm gonna sneak into the building.
Well, we have a lookout that can hide himself pretty easily.
Slander.
Yeah, that's true.
well, at this point, I don't think it would be a good idea for Drummond and I to stick around any one place for a while. Let's just say my visit with Madame Lynn got a little messy at the end. So,
We always have people after us, so
oh yes. So like the old days, except more. Yeah.
bigger.
And we did actually beat up a couple of her thugs the other night.
Oh, see, I just burned down one of her places.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think the gentleman, the lovely captain of the ship that I was trying to get information out of is probably fish food at this point. And Drummond and I kind of burned down one of her locations. So, yeah, she's probably not very happy with us right now. And since we've alerted most of the city that something's going on, it's probably not good if we stay anywhere.
So, Drummond.
Yeah.
Is this what you were saying we have to hide?
Yeah.
He doesn't know me very well, Jack.
Drummond, just so you know, we don't hide very well. So hiding something for future reference, we are not the one.
I needed a place for her to be that wasn't around me.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, if you could have put me in anyone's hands, you put me in the right hands. Thank you, Robert.
And truth be told, Maeve, if you think about it, there are many things in nature that are a lot more subtle than we are. Earthquakes, trains.
What are we doing?
We're going on an adventure.
We think we know where Jack Brady might be staying or hiding out. It's a possibility. You don't have to. Nobody has to come.
You'll have to fill me in on who Jack Brady is.
Yeah.
Should we ask Sam if he wants to go, if everybody's going?
I mean, yeah.
Make it
Sure.
a party.
I kind of thought he would, but he seemed like he wasn't interested.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go upstairs and find Sam and see if he wants to join us. Because
It's a party.
nobody don't split the party.
All right, you go find Sam.
Yep. I knock on his door.
Shit. Hold on a second.
Listen, you went into my room.
So I crack the door open. I'm wearing a handkerchief around my face. My goggles are on and down, and there's like a waft coming out of the room. I open it about this much.
How much is this much?
A few inches, and I poke my head out. Yes, what is it?
We are going to go investigate a place that Jack Brady is possibly staying at.
I think we left already.
Well, some person from Jack and Meave.
Hold on. I shut the door again, and I run back in and stir, and then come back again and open. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Am I interrupting something? What are you doing?
Either come in or
Well, we're going to go. Do you want to come with us? There's somebody that showed up from Jack and Maeve's doctor's past, and I'm kind of feeling like the third wheel.
So if you want, you can stay here. I'm in the middle of what I would consider to be rather sort of the unstable combinations of chemicals right now. So
Are you making things that explosives. Are you making explosives in there?
No, not explosives necessarily. I told you I was going to make some things to cover our escape if we need to run. Well, hold on. I shut the door again. I go back. I stir. Come back. I open the door.
You're making
I'm so
explosives.
sorry.
You're making explosives, aren't you? Or napalm or something.
It's a smoke bomb. Actually, it's all it is. It's a smoke bomb. I just can't let it turn into a smoke bomb here.
I will leave you to it then. Can you do me a favor, though, and don't go anywhere by yourself, please?
I was going to wait for you to get back here before I left to go do our thing. Do me a favor and don't die out there so that I'm not left wondering where you all went. If you want to leave me an address, I'll come find you if you're not here by sundown.
I leave him the address that I know that Jack had mentioned off camera.
You give him the address that Jack had mentioned in passing to you, and you realize that it's a door down from the address you were at earlier today.
Oh, now that I'm actually looking at what he's
actually looking at. Wait, what the hell's going on?
This is right by where we were.
Let them know. I shut the door. I come back in.
Chemistry roll.
Yep, working on it. That is a hard success, 20 under 65 for making my smoke bombs from potassium nitrate and sugar.
You make your smoke bombs. I'll say you have 3. The rest of the group, sans Sam, who is in mid-chemistry class, head out from the hotel to go, hopefully, track down Jack Brady for once and for all. And that is where I'm going to call this episode to a close. So thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. We greatly appreciate your listening ears. Thank you, and good night.